It's time for another Collectech review by Sam. This time we've got the Zyuden Sentai Kyoryuger Gaburevolver, the primary transformation device for the series. Quick look at the box here. Now, a brief overview of the product. The Gaburevolver is, obviously, as you can see, a gun which reads batteries rather than bullets. In the show, the Rangers would take a Zyuden or beast battery in English, one of these things, and insert it into a barrel of the gun and spin the chamber to transform. There are many different beast batteries, all pertaining to different dinosaurs, which not only allow the Rangers to change, but also power the Zords or Mecha in the series, which are all different electronical dinosaurs, hence the batteries. So here's the product itself. Made by Bandai of Japan. Some really nice sort of quality control here. I got this second hand, so there are a few scuffs or scratches. Forgive that, please. Paint dealing is fantastic. Real nice clear moulding here. Loads of detailing. Little speaker here around the other side. Battery compartment is down here. Still blends in quite well. It would have been nice to have a bit more sort of paint covering up the sides here. A few screws showing through on this side. No real sort of moulding issues apart from it'd be nice to have this tip filled out. That's the only part on the gun that isn't properly filled in. You get this down here as well. You get a lot of this on sort of the backs of American toys. Imagine a fair bit of it on the Dino Charge Morpher as well, but which is the Power Rangers adaptation of this. But aside from that, really nice, bright paint all around. For the actual Zyuden, the gun comes with two of these. It comes with the gun and it comes with number one, Gaburevolver, or the Tyrannosaurus Rex in American and English. As with any battery, the power might run out, so if you flip this, it'll show the battery drain and give a nice sort of glow-in-the-dark image as opposed to a nice sparkly one here. In the American show, I don't know what this one will be called, and I don't know the name in English, unfortunately, but this is the Steinmero. It's a pink Zyuden. It's not the Pink Rangers, though. However, Gaburevolver is the Red Rangers. It's just a nice little sort of horned dinosaur. So the gun can read all the batteries and has individual and unique sounds for each of them. To read the batteries, there's a little reader inside of each of the two barrels of the gun. These are not the barrels of the gun. The barrels of the gun are actually inside here. In the show, energy would shoot out of these, but the actual readers will be put down these two barrels here and here to power the gun and to transform the Rangers, morph them. But as I said, it reads the batteries individually, and inside each of those barrels there's a little reader at the end of each one. And this reader can look at any formation of the different little dots on here. It doesn't matter which end you put in. That just shows which is the negative and which is the positive, just moulding like on a real battery. Again, that one only has one dot. And you just pop them in the inside. So we've got a number of different sounds which this gun produces. So to turn it on, we're just going to flip the switch at the back like I showed before. We get a nice light, not too bright though, just sort of a nice warm light coming from inside the chamber here. At this point we can spin the chamber, but that's not going to do anything, apart from look quite nice. We can only get the generic firing sound. It does have rapid fire. Apart from that, all we can really do is start the transformation. So this is on a lock, basically. This dinosaur jaw here opens and closes. This is the lever to activate it, or you can just do it by here. It is actually locked. There's a little button down here which we have to pull down to release it. I would not recommend trying to force it, otherwise you might break it, so make sure you've always got this held down. To do that, we can either do one or two things. We can either lift it up directly, which will flash the chamber, Or we can just lift this down here. So it'll make a little sort of cocking sound. If you close the front of a gun without anything, it'll make this sound. But we're going to insert a battery. So we're going to put it into the bottom of the two chambers to transform. And it's going to make a confirmation noise. And then we're going to close it. Had a little bit of trouble reading it there. It just didn't quite lock in, I'm afraid. So I'll just show you that one again. So batteries can be released just with these little buttons there. I'll go into that again in a little minute. So I'll try that again. You've got to push it in quite hard, as I just demonstrated there, otherwise there is a spring which will try and boot it back out. So once you've had that little confirmation noise, we're going to press this little switch at the back again. We're going to close it and it's going to read the battery's name. Which is really nice. It's really nice and clear and decent sound level too. So to transform, we're going to spin the barrel and then pull the trigger. We're going to get a bit of samba music and then pull the trigger to finish it. And we've now morphed into one of the Rangers. In this mode, we can continue to fire, or we can activate the final attack. From here on out, we can have a demorph by taking the battery out and switching the gun off, or we can add in a second battery to double the fun and double the noises. So let's double the noises. Entering the battery into the top compartment this time. Luckily that went in without a hitch, unlike the T-Rex battery. It's going to read both batteries this time. Now when we spin the chamber again, it's going to make another finishing attack noise. The only difference is it's going to read out both names with a slightly different firing noise. Whichever battery's in the bottom compartment, it'll sort of whisper. And the top one it'll more shout. You've already heard a shouting version of Gaburevolver, but they can be switched around to get a sort of a quieter stim arrow as well, so I'll show you that afterwards. So as I said, he says the bottom one quite softly and the top one he more shouts. So as I showed earlier, to take them out, we're just going to press these bottoms. They do sort of shoot out a little, so be handy to catch them. And the top one is this side. Oh, there you go. It wasn't meant to happen, but it did anyway. We're going to swap the batteries around now. As I said, it doesn't really matter which side you put them in, so let's try putting it in that way. Still reads it fine, and you don't have to have them both in the same way. Mix and match how you like. And to do the final attack, we don't have to morph since we already have done, but even if we take the batteries out, we can go straight into the final attack. And then when you're done, just take the batteries out, as I showed before, and turn it off. If you hear it'll make a little clicking noise when you take it out. That battery went quite away. And turn it off and you're good to put it away. So what do I think? It's a really nice sort of little toy. The batteries look really nice displayed, real nice and shiny when the light catches them. As for price, it was affordable when it first came out, but it's getting harder and harder to find now, as this gun is coming up to 2 years old. So you can get your hands on one for a reasonable price, and you are a fan of the show. I'd really recommend it, especially since these batteries work with many other toys in the line, some of which I'm going to be reviewing later on. So that's about it. That's been another Collectech review by Sam. I hope you'll join me for many more reviews in the future. Thanks.